Mistake number one: there is no financial strategy. If you don't make an investment strategy, you have no way to navigate your finances. It's like going for a stroll without a goal or purpose. After a time, you'll become weary of going for a walk and accomplishing nothing. Start searching for a place to go on a map. When it comes to your money, you can't just make and spend money without a plan. Trust me, because you won't savor the experience of controlling your spending. We live in a fast-paced world, and be honest here, you love spending money. I do too, but there's a limit to how much you can and can't afford. If you make a plan, you'll know exactly where your money is going and where it isn't going. If you don't take control of your money, you'll stagnate in your current position for the rest of your life. Mistake number two: counting pennies to earn $1 million. There is a tsunami of fake financial advice available online. It is common wisdom that you should spend recklessly and concentrate on increasing your income in order to be able to spend more, while others believe that you should save as much extra income as feasible possible according to the conventional wisdom, even if it means foregoing a cup of morning coffee to save a few dollars here and there. My apologies for any inconvenience this may have caused. In order to accumulate wealth, you must find a happy medium between unrestricted spending and strict saving, avoiding any unnecessary expenditures such as subscriptions that you do not use, entertainment that consumes too much of your time, and any associated cost. Mistake number three: failing to set financial objectives. As a component of your overall financial plan, it is important. A financial strategy's objectives are a key component of its execution. You must first establish your financial goal in a great detail, put a monetary value to it, and set a timetable for completing the goal before proceeding. Not only do you need a deadline for money, but you also need one of every other objective you have set for yourself. When trying to reduce weight or make new acquaintances, for example, it is necessary to set goals and stick to them. By establishing a deadline for your goal, you will be able to estimate how long it will take you to reach your objective. Example: if I want to earn $100,000 this year, I will need to earn around $8,300 each month, or $2,800 every week. If you are able to do so, you should reconsider your aim. This means that you should stop setting arbitrary goals that have no strategic value and instead use this method. You won't be disappointed with the results. Please proceed with a reminder of your day. Mistake number four: not keeping track of your credit score. It's easy to lose sight of the long-term effects of your actions, especially when you're young. Always pay your credit card bills on time. This is critical for your credit score, which you should strive to improve as much as possible. Your credit score is essentially your trustworthiness. It's possible that you'll need a mortgage or loan to start a company in the future. Failing to monitor your credit score is a mistake that you won't notice right away but will be very annoying when you do. Mistake number five: failing to save money. You must save if you want to develop. And not only that, but conserving money will also come in handy when things go bad. If there's one thing that the coronavirus pandemic has shown to everyone, it's that cash is king. You don't want to be taken off guard like millions of people across the globe when you're about to be laid off as a result of a global pandemic. The benchmark for investing is usually $100,000, so when you earn more than $100,000 per day, you should be able to begin investing. It should take several months or even a couple of years, depending on your income and financial situation, to save up $10,000 in cash. If you don't have any cash aside, you'll be in big trouble. That extra cash gives you a peace of mind. Mistake number six: buying on the spur of the moment. For example, when you go grocery shopping, Having an idea of what you need or even an actual shopping list is a great way to limit yourself from overbuying and overindulging. In general, impulsive spending is a problem that has to be handled since the temptation is simply too great, and this might have a negative impact on your spending habits. Before making a big purchase, think about whether you really need the item before considering purchasing. If the answer is no, then don't spend your money on it. Mistake number 7. Believing that you can afford anything. Obviously, you can't. But to clarify, let me explain. Merely because something is out of reach does not simply that one cannot afford it. Consider this. If purchasing anything would put you in a worse financial position, you may not be able to do so at this time. Rules such as buy what you need and never spend more than a specific proportion of your income are useful guidelines to follow when your income is fixed, but they may not apply to every purchase since people with fixed incomes must be creative with their spending. Mistake number 8. You do not diversify your source of income. To be clear, I'm not advocating relying on 10 different sources of revenue. On the contrary, if your goal is to minimize your exposure to risk, I believe you should have at least 2 or 3 different revenue streams. There are many reasons why you may not be able to make money from your talent as a freelancer, but most common is the fact that many regular employees have gone from being independent under employers to becoming successful self-employed workers. It's amazing what the internet can do today, so there are no excuses. Work on it and don't miss out. Mistake number 9. Spending an excessive amount of money. It is very self-explanatory. Do not use your credit card unless absolutely necessary. The purpose of a credit card is to not buy you a Louis Vuitton handbag, but to support you in times of need. Furthermore, you could probably live well while spending less than you earn, freeing up some financial resources for you. Mistake number 10. Unorganized time schedule. The answer to your question is everything, and I know you're wondering what this has to do with anything. There are a lot of people who complain that they can't take on a part job, but in reality, they're just wasting their time because they don't manage their time well. If you want to grow, you have to make some sacrifices, but in the end, it will be worth it. Why not follow in the footsteps of many who began out as a part-time entrepreneurs or freelancers and then made a lot of money before quitting their jobs and became full-time entrepreneurs? Mistake number 11. Not negotiating. You can't have what you don't ask for, whether it's your wage for a new job or your raise. If you don't bargain, you won't get it. Negotiating works wonderfully, particularly after a few practice sessions. If your prospective employer wants to pay you $15 an hour, why not ask for $25? He could deny the $25, but you'll still get more than if you simply went along with his demands. Mistake number 12. Being too pleasant. There are so many generous people who always pay for others even if they can't afford it, so be careful. I'm not telling you to be greedy and keep everything for yourself only, but be careful. There are so many compassionate people who always pay for others even if they can't afford it. Mistake number 13. Failing to have an emergency fund. The lack of an emergency fund is so widespread in the United States that the majority of people could not make it through 3 months without a paycheck. This is unacceptable. You should have the assurance that you will be fine even if you lose your job or other source of income tomorrow. Let this be a lesson learned. Many people fall into these traps because they've been with the same service provider for years and it just feels right to stick with them. Even their prices have gone up and their quality has declined over time. However, there may be more cost-effective options out there if you're willing to look for them, and you'll save a lot of money.